For 5 years, my house didn't feel like a home. It felt like a waiting room, quiet, heavy, frozen in time, like something terrible had happened and no one had told the clock it was allowed to move again. My wife, Emily, used to fill every room with noise. She laughed too loudly, sang while folding laundry, talked to herself while cooking. She was warmth, motion, life. Then her parents died. A drunk driver ran a red light and ended both their lives in seconds. One phone call, one scream I'll never forget. And just like that, the woman I married disappeared into a bedroom and never really came back out. At first, I understood. Grief is a storm. You wait it out. You hold on. You don't abandon someone in the rain. But no one tells you what to do when the storm lasts 5 years. Emily stopped leaving the bed. Not metaphorically, literally. She slept, stared at the ceiling, scrolled endlessly, ordered food when I wasn't home. I worked, I cooked, I cleaned, I changed diapers. I rocked our newborn daughter Lily through colic-filled nights while my wife lay 3 feet away, silent and unmoving. I told myself it was temporary. Months turned into years. No kisses, no hugs, no conversations that weren't whispered reminders to bring food upstairs. By the time Lily turned 6, she barely knew her mother's voice. I worked 60-hour weeks because someone had to keep the lights on. I learned how to braid hair, pack lunches, attend parent-teacher meetings alone. I learned how to smile in public and crumble in silence. And every night, I crawled into bed next to a woman who felt like a ghost. The night I finally spoke up, my hands were shaking. I sat beside Emily on the edge of the bed and gently took her hand. It felt fragile, distant. "Em," I said softly, "I know you're hurting. I know this hasn't been easy, but we can't keep living like this." She didn't respond. "Our daughter misses you," I continued. "I miss you. I miss your laugh, your smile. I miss my wife." Her fingers tightened weakly around mine. A single tear slipped down her cheek. "I don't know if I can," she whispered. Something in me cracked. "You have to," I said, my voice rising despite myself. "I don't care how sad you are anymore. You have to get up. We can't do this forever." Silence swallowed the room. "I can't keep doing this alone," I admitted. "I'm exhausted." That's when she finally looked at me, eyes sharp with pain. "You have no idea what it's like to lose your parents." The words hit like a slap. I stood up, years of swallowed frustration pouring out. "You think I don't know loss?" I snapped. "While you were in grad school, I paid for everything. Tuition, rent, food. When my brother Michael died, I didn't even get to attend his funeral because I was working to support us." She stared at me, unmoving. "I didn't get to grieve," I said. "I had to survive." I told her how tired I was, how lonely, how depressed I'd been, how every morning felt like dragging my body out of wet cement. She said nothing, and that silence broke something inside me. I grabbed Lily's backpack, woke her gently, and left. We stayed at a hotel that night. On the drive, Lily asked why Mommy wasn't coming. "She needs rest," I said, forcing calm into my voice. Emily's calls flooded my phone, texts, demands, pleas. I turned my phone off. That night, while Lily slept, I wrote a letter. I told Emily I loved her, that I wanted her to heal, that I couldn't keep being the only adult in our marriage. And at the bottom, with hands that trembled, I wrote the words I never thought I would. "If nothing changes, I can't stay married." I left the letter on the kitchen counter the next morning. She called me at work, screaming. "How could you do this to me?" she cried. "First my parents, now my family." We didn't resolve anything that day. When I came home that night, Emily was standing at the door. She was out of bed, but there was nothing hopeful about it. She screamed, threw pillows, knocked over a lamp. She called me selfish, a failure, a terrible husband, a worse father. Then she said something I can never unhear. "At least Dr. Ryan lets me talk. He listens. He doesn't judge me like you do." Her therapist. I wiped tears from my face, said nothing, and walked out. That night, I didn't go to a hotel. I drove aimlessly, city lights blurring past, replaying 5 years of sacrifice in my head. Could I live like this forever? Could I afford couples therapy? Could I survive if she never worked again? At 3:24 a.m., I returned home and slept in the guest room. The next morning, my body felt hollow. After dropping Lily at school, I called out of work and went home to rest. Emily was in the kitchen, cooking. I froze. She jumped when she saw me. "You shouldn't miss work," she snapped. "We need the money." I told her I needed sleep. She slammed a pan down and handed me a grocery list. I went upstairs and collapsed. Later that day, I picked Lily up from school and took her for ice cream. We sat by the window while she happily licked vanilla, and outside, a young couple laughed with their baby. Something twisted in my chest. That was supposed to be us. When we got home, Lily ran to our bedroom.
"Mommy, are you feeling better?" "I'm okay," Emily said flatly. "Good," Lily smiled. "I hope you feel happy again." Emily told her to close the door. I stood there long after Lily left. Saturday morning, I dropped Lily at my mother's and went to my second job at a restaurant. Business was slow. I got cut early. When I pulled into my driveway, I noticed a strange car. I heard laughter upstairs. Emily's laughter. My heart began to race. I ran. And there, in our bedroom, was my wife, wrapped around Dr. Ryan, the man I paid to help her heal. She froze. He scrambled. "How long?" I demanded. She said he was there for me when I wasn't, that she was lonely. I asked if she remembered why I worked so much. She said I was too tired for her. That was the moment everything ended. I left without another word. The divorce papers came weeks later. I felt pain, betrayal, but beneath it all, relief. I imagined a smaller place, 40-hour weeks, peace. Lily cried when we told her, and it nearly broke me. But for the first time in 5 years, I knew something with certainty. Staying would have destroyed us all, and leaving was the first honest thing I'd done in a long time.